Welcome to Southern Maryland Sports Journal. I'm your host, Travis Thomas, here at a very wet and soggy day one of Redskins training camp. Now, it's cleared up now, as you can see, but it's been raining all morning long. But that didn't stop the storylines. New first-year head coach Jay Gruden, new weapon for RG3 and Deshaun Jackson, and of course, a new attitude.
It's a good thing to have to work through the rain and have to throw those wet footballs and have to catch those wet footballs and have to work on the quarterback-center exchange, all those things. So you start camp, there's a lot of excitement, football's back, and then you have a practice like today where the weather plays a huge factor, and you have to kind of, block that out. So I think today's practice, we got better as a football team just having to go through the rough practice. Football is fun. That's what it's supposed to be about. So I think everybody stepped on the field today with an excitement, knowing that football games that are going to be played against other teams are right around the corner. But we have to get through this grind, or as you like to call it, the find through camp, find out who's going to be the playmakers for us, and move on from there. But we're all excited, ready to go. And tomorrow's practice will be better than today's, and that's how it should be every single day. I think everybody feels different in the organization. We just have an opportunity to come in with a lot more energy. There's a togetherness in that locker room and in the building. For me personally, obviously, not having to come off of a knee surgery is a big boost for me. Having the opportunity to work on my craft throughout the offseason with my QB coach and with Sean and Jay while we're there or be allowed to be in the building. So it's been great, just been able to hang out with the guys, be around them, and I look forward to it. Me and Deshaun, I think our chemistry is there. One practice doesn't tell you anything about chemistry. I know you guys don't get to see us that often, but, it was the first day back. We don't use that as an excuse, but he knows if I miss him one time, I'm going to get him the next, and if he misses something, that he'll make that play for me. So that chemistry's there. He's a dynamic football player, and we look forward to him making dynamic plays. It's just a normal head coach quarterback relationship. Jay's a guy, like I said, he brings a lot of energy. He's funny, he's personable, but we're just excited to have him here, excited for a new year. And like we said, everybody's 0-0. Doesn't matter what happened last year. We won the division one year, didn't win the division the next. This year we look forward to getting back on top.
When we first walked out and saw the rain, we were like, man, please, cancel practice. And then when we saw that it wasn't raining that hard, we was like, all right, let's go ahead and try to get this done. So we had fun. We're all kind of itching to get back out there on the field. So we're excited to get out there and get it on. As far as what we need to get better at, a little bit of everything. It wasn't really one particular thing that kind of hurt us. It was a little bit of everything in different games, whether it was tackling in one game, whether it was giving up explosive plays. And having a guy like Ryan he's just a student of the game. He can not only, line everybody up, but he can go out there and make plays. He's going to be another physical presence back there in that secondary that, as corners you love to have. Because, guys aren't going to want to run across the middle knowing that Ryan Clark's going to hit him or, Brandon Merriweather's going to hit him. And then, he's a guy that I feel like can just help our young guys. We drafted some young guys last year that can play football, but they didn't have a guy back there who could really teach them and, relay to them, the things they needed to know to be a professional athlete. And, Ryan can definitely do that for us as well. And, I think our young guys are going to benefit so much from having a guy like Ryan who's just an ultimate pro. This is going to be the first camp in a long time, that I hadn't had a guy like Fletcher around. So, it's definitely the onus is on me. Meeting with Jay this offseason, he kind of stressed that to me, and I embraced it. I felt like I was ready for it. London, I try to stay in his hip pocket as much as possible. So, I'm definitely up for the challenge. I understand it's not about me; it's about this team, and I'm just trying to get everybody better. If I can have David Amerson or some of these other young guys step up and make plays, that's ultimately what I want to happen. I want those guys to eventually take over when I'm done, or I can't do it anymore. Absolutely, there's a chip on our shoulder. Seeing Seattle go out there and have a dominant defense, and going into this offseason, they're what everyone's talking about, and so everybody wants that kind of attention and that kind of love. So. We all got a chip on our shoulder, not just the secondary. We all want to be great. We all want to hold that trophy up at the end of the year, and they have what everybody else wants. And no matter how high-powered our offense is, you can't win without a defense that's going to get turnovers and give the offense a chance to make plays and keep other teams from scoring. And watching Seattle, the way they approach their team, I think it's the blueprint. Have a pass rush, have secondary players that can make plays, corners that can, press guys and, frustrate receivers, have linebackers that can run and make plays, have an offense that can obviously score points when they need to, and, dynamic players on that side. And that's the formula. That's the formula right now in this league. I remember when the Patriots were doing it their way, that was a formula for a while. And, myself included, I'm a Peyton Manning fan, so it was no reason I thought, the Broncos, weren't going to win a Super Bowl. So, to just watch the way Seattle didn't care what anybody else said and they approached it, it was an amazing game to watch, from a defensive standpoint. And that's definitely going to be our mindset. We're going to go out there, try to let our pass rushers rush. Secondary players got to go out there and be physical and make plays. And, we got to get our offense as many opportunities as possible for them to score, and that's what we're going to try to do. So, yeah, we all got a chip on our shoulders as a defense, as a team to win 3 games last year. That takes a toll on you physically and mentally. So we're happy right now. We're undefeated, and we're ready to roll.
People respect DeAngelo Hall around the league. I know coming from another team, I had a lot of respect for him as a player, and with that respect, I think we'll carry over him into being a leader. We're hoping that this defense is going to make our offense better, and our offense is going to make their defense better, our defense better. Obviously, the speed that we have with Deshaun, and obviously the ability that Pierre has at receiver, and Andre Roberts did some great things today already. Aldrick Robinson can run. We have Ryan Grant we drafted, and we have another 4 or 5 receivers that are competing and making these guys work. Down the field throws, short throws, runs after catches. So that's what it's all about. Training camp's all about. It's us making offense, making the defense better, defense making the offense better, and so on and so forth. Robert was a little erratic. I think the balls were really wet early on. Didn't come out of his hands right a couple times, but I think he'll be the first to tell you he needs to improve, and I'll be the second to tell you he needs to improve, and that's going to be the case every day. I'm sure of that. I don't have anything negative to say about Deshaun. Really, I think he's been a fine teammate. He's been to the OTAs. He's practiced. He's worked hard. I think the only negative I would say, if I had one, is sometimes he looks too cool for school when he runs some routes, but he is running fast. We just got to keep working with him on his get-offs and making sure all his routes look the same. But overall, as far as teammate goes, he's very coachable, and I think he wants to be here and he wants to do well. We had a play today that he was running a little skinny post, and Robert saw him running. He just floated up there, and Deshaun outran it. It was 10 yards underthrown, but he couldn't tell that he's running that fast. But once the ball's in the air and he takes off, he's gone. And they just have to keep working together, working on their chemistry, and getting to know each other. And Robert needs to get to know his speed and how he runs these routes, because you're right, he's dynamite. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with. You have to maybe roll over the top of him or play softer coverage, and opens up underneath stuff. It opens up the running game. So having a guy like Deshaun is obviously a great benefit.
Now the Redskins kick off the preseason at home against the Patriots on August 7th. Then they hit the road to H-Town a month later for the regular season opener against the Texans. As for me, I'm off to Charm City now for a look at the Ravens. That's on the next Southern Maryland Sports Journal with me, Travis Thomas, exclusively on MetroCast Channel 10.
Changing times brings changing needs. That's why, for your convenience, Booth's Heating and Air have extended their service hours to 10 hours a day, Monday through Saturday, at regular service rates. Through rigorous training classes and courteous business practices, Booth's technicians always go above and beyond to provide you with award-winning customer service that you can trust. Booth's Heating and Air, serving the Southern Maryland area since 1993.